Hello. I'm back. If you guys don't know me, I'm an OC YouTuber turned Minecraft YouTuber. But enough about that. Let's just let me just explain the this video basically. So this video is a proof of concept for judgment limits and gimmicks. So let me just explain why I made this proof of concept. Now, um, you guys all know that Osu is quote unquote dying, right? So like, I don't know, like content creation side, uh, you know, uh, I think Osu is quote unquote dying. Uh, okay, let me just rephrase that. I think that correlates to how hard and how ridiculous the gameplay looks. Like, if we look at Geometry Dash, right? Uh, you see all these flashing lights, all these visuals, all this clutter, and like even this simple objects that are being used here, like the slabs and the freaking spikes, the flat spikes. All of these were pushed to their absolute limits, to make like a sort of visually appealing level, you know? And same can be said for a Dance of Fire and Ice. So like uh if you look at this, like it's so rad. And like the effects look freaking cool. You know what I mean? So like the gameplay not only looks hard, it looks so cluttered, it looks hard, but it also looks visually impressive, you know? So like to a normal person, it gets them interested and makes them say like, dude, this looks really difficult and looks really fun and looks really visually impressive. I want to try the game and maybe play a lot so I can get better at it and I can play these songs that look so good to play and uh yeah, you get what I mean, right? So uh okay, what's the next part of my okay, so yeah, that's basically like why I made it. And I also think this is a good tool. Yeah, this is something that mappers and content creators can use to make content about. I think this opens a door to a whole new like it opens many doors to many possibilities in terms of content creation and map design. And yeah, basically, yeah. So let me just explain how it works real quick. Let me just okay, I have a test difficulty here. So to summarize, basically, uh I can add multiple sections to a map. By sections, I mean parts that contain gimmicks or judgment limits. So, by judgment limits, let me just talk about that real quick. So, for judgment limits, here first is HP adjustments. So, here, no drain means the HP won't get drained. Basically, draining HP is off. Your HP won't drain, your HP will always stay at 100%. But the catch is, if you get 100, you lose 10% of your HP. If you get a 50, you lose 50% of your HP. If you miss, you lose 8% of your HP. And if you get a 300, you gain back 5% of your HP. So I guess you guys kind of get where I'm going this. Okay, so you guys probably know that HP currently in the game is very like useless. Okay, I mean not really useless, but like I feel like it's just there just to be there. Okay? Like HP right now, most players don't even mind it. Like a lot of people play with skins that don't even show the HP bar, you know? Like cuz they hit the circles, They don't chain miss a lot. They're just that good now. Okay, that's just the truth, and that makes HP seem kind of useless. So what I'm proposing is HP adjustments gimmicks. So yeah, you get 100, 50 or miss, you lose HP, and every 300 you get your HP back. So uh, let me just show you it in action real quick. Let me just turn off autoplay actually. Okay. Uh, so watch. I got a 300, right? And I got 100 and I get a 50, I lose more HP. If I miss once, watch if I miss once. Yeah, see? So I lose 80% of my HP instantly. So I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Uh, this opens the possibilities to way harder maps. It makes clears seem more impressive. And, you know, like let's say we have a flame wall, right? Right? So let's say we add a gimmick to the final Ki section. Or like, I guess this one. Uh, this one is the aura part because it's near the end, right? So imagine if we add a gimmick to this, an HP gimmick to this, where um uh here, I guess here, set the end there. So imagine if we add a gimmick to that where you know to you have to you know keep track of your HP as well. You know? Like isn't that aura? Like if you get many 300s, you're chill, you know? Like if you're good with act, you're chill. If you can keep up with the speed, keep up with the aim, you're chill. That just means you're that good, you know? But if you can't, then you're cooked. You know? I think it makes the game so much more challenging and it makes the game look so much more appealing and challenging and, you know, yeah, for now it's appealing and challenging to new players and to existing players because uh, this gimmick just really makes it really freaking hard, depending on the values you put here, of course. So yeah, if you can imagine, you know, the amount of aura you could have by, you know, setting a gimmick in this part, dude. Yeah. Anyways, next is no miss. That's basically just no miss is basically just sudden death, but you can toggle it per section. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Reverse HP basically works like HP loss, except if I put like negative 0.1 here, and then 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, or whatever. So let's say these are the values, right? Without reverse HP, uh, HP 300 or every 300 you hit will give you back HP. Don't mind the negative. That's just how it works. But like, every 300 you get, you recover HP, and if you get 100, you lose HP. Yeah, you get the point. You get the point, right? So with reverse HP, every 300 you get, you lose HP, but every 100 you get, you gain HP. So it's like after a really hard HP gimmick part, and you need to recover some health, that's your chance. But the player obviously has the option to not get the 100s, you know? Like, let's say we do 0, right? So we have a part that's really hard, and it has an HP gimmick of you losing 10% HP, like every 100. And after that part, you turn on reverse HP, and then uh, the player you turn on reverse HP, and if you reverse 0, it's still 0. So you gain 0 health back, you lose 0 health, but you gain back health when hitting 100. But what if the player decides? What if the player decides to, you know, just keep going for 300s because they don't need the health? Yeah, that's fine, and that's what makes it rankable. Because Uh, okay, let me just explain how rankable this is. So rankability, I think this could work, and I think this can get ranked because the player can decide to, just keep hitting 300s. Though, okay, except if reverse HP is on and every 300 makes you lose HP, that makes it not rankable because you're essentially forced to hit hundreds. But if you're not forced to hit hundreds and you have the choice to hit 300s, and the only catch is you don't gain back your HP, that's fine. I think that's rankable. That just adds more challenge and, makes it seem more impressive. So yeah, that's like what I'm trying to say with this HP gimmick stuff. Now, no miss, yeah, sudden death. Count limits is basically judgment limits. So how it works is basically for a specific part that you've set, so a specific section, you can only get that amount of 100s, that amount of 50s. If you get more than that, you basically are cooked. Yeah. So if you get more than 5, let's say 5 100s in this aura part, you're cooked. You instantly fail. Let me just show you that in action. Let me just do there you go. So section 0, count limits. So here we have max 300s and max 550s. So if I do 3 100s, I should be fine. But if I do 4, I should be cooked. Yeah, so I did 4, as you saw. So yeah, I got cooked. And if I do like 550s, I'm also cooked. And this is slightly more forgiving, but also not forgiving at the same time. And I think it adds more challenge and makes it seem more impressive. Yeah, I got a lot of these ideas from this Adobe chart that Chipper cleared. So health is fixed, and then like for every perfect you gain health, for every 100 or whatever, like this is technically 100, you lose 25% HP, and if it's too early, you lose more, and I think that makes it really freaking hard, and that makes it really hard and really impressive. So yeah, next one is we're done with count limits and HP adjustments. Now let's have miss slider and no miss slider and. It's basically no slider break, or okay, no slider break belongs to no miss. No miss slider end is just like how you get 100s if you don't complete a slider, but you don't miss. You're not allowed to do that if you have this on. So great offset penalty. So I haven't actually implemented this properly, but the idea is you guys know how the judgment meter has let me just turn on autoplay. So you guys know how the judgment meter has this thing in the middle. The thing in the direct middle is what I call 0 ms, and the idea is if you hit let's say you set the limit to 50 ms. So if you don't hit the 50 ms limit of within a 0 ms perfect, so it's 0 to 50 to 0 to positive 50 ms and 0 to negative 50 ms. So it doesn't matter if you're like still within the blue perfect range down here. If you don't hit it within 50 ms, you lose health. That's just how it works. So if you hit it within 50 ms, you don't lose health. That's like the general idea. I think that makes it really hard and make it more impressive because you have to make it like really precise. You have to be like, I don't know, like ombre or something, like sidetrack the type shit, So yeah, difficulty overrides. Okay, let me just show this in action actually. Plasma gun. I made another edit of plasma gun here. So basically, okay. So for this section, section 0, I made it so that the CS shifts from CS4 to CS 6.7. That's not intentional, that's just what number seemed more, comfy to play, okay? That's not intentional, I swear. Anyways, CS shift. So as you can see here, CS shift and force hidden is on. So force hidden basically force is hidden. That's what that's what you should expect from the name itself. So for that specific section, hidden is turned on. And all these other ones are there too. So I also have gradual change here. So what this does is that instead of abruptly changing the CS or the approach rate or the OD or whatever, it gradually changes them as it goes until the set finish time for it to change. So here, as you can see, hidden is now on. It doesn't look right in the editor, okay, but it looks alright in game. I'll show you that later. So as you can see, it went from normal CS4 to 6.7, just like that. And they have to play with hidden. And then here, I added another section where it goes back to regular CS4. And I turn off hidden. So yeah, as you can see, it became bigger again. And then I have another part here. So here I have force hard rock, hidden hard rock. So this one, these circles are force hidden hard rock. And I have another part where it's smaller circle size and hidden. So around this part, right? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, basically, I think this creates a lot of opportunities for both players and mappers alike, especially content creators, because you know how we can't swap mods during gameplay right now. So I think this pushes the skill ceiling of players, and it allows for mappers to get more creative and make the concept of boss fights. The boss fight concept is something I'm particularly excited about because it doesn't it just sound cool? Like you have this kind of map, let's say flame wall again, like flame wall, like let's say this where's the slow stream section part? Um where's the okay, this one. This slow stream section part. Could you imagine if this slow stream section part you were forced to have less than like 2 100s, or like every 100 you get you lose like a heck ton of HP, like this, like 50% of your HP it's gone just like that if you get a single 100. You know how freaking aura that would be? Like I know this part is easily FCable, but imagine if you force hard rock and hidden on this part. Like, could you imagine that, dude? Okay, let me just start the section here. Okay. Let me just okay. There we go. And then the end is here. All right. Imagine hidden hard rock in this part. Could you freaking imagine the aura? And you can only get like I don't know how many misses you can get. But like what if you get max 10 100s, 15 50s, and like I don't know. Like do you get it? Or like if you lose like 20% HP and like 40%, you know? 40% every single, 150, and you get like like minus 70% HP every time you hit a 50 or every time you hit a miss. Like isn't that just tough, bro? Isn't that just aura, bro? And then you get like what, like 0.7 every 300 you get. Isn't that just aura? You know, let me just okay, let me just do that real quick. Actually, it froze. There you go. Delete. There you go. Okay, autoplay. Okay, let's see it in action. Cause yeah, it should look correct. Yeah, so that's hard rock. Yeah, that's freaking hard rock. Okay, this should be negative, by the way. Even auto can fail, because, you know, yeah. That was my bad. Okay. But yeah, do you get how, do you see how tough this would be if you're forced to play Hen and Hard Rock on Flame Wall on this part? You know? Like, just on this part specifically, that would be so aura, bro. I just talk about like aura this, aura that, but it's really like the main goal is really to make the game look impressive to new players. Like look impressive, look fun, especially look fun, and yeah, look visually appealing, look impressive in terms of difficulty and gameplay, and um, especially fun. Because fun, if they don't see it as fun, I don't think they're gonna try the game. So yeah, um, that aside, let me just go back to here. So I think I've pretty much covered everything. You guys already get Force Hidden Force Hard Rock. You've already seen it all. Actually, let me just show you the plasma gun one. Actually, I don't know if I showed you guys already. I might have Alzheimer's, bro. But like, okay, I think you guys get what I'm trying to say here. I'd really appreciate some feedback on this, either from the content creator side, the regular player side, the casual, the pros, like the devs, maybe even the big P himself, you know. I made this proof of concept to show you guys that it's possible to make something like this. Like to make to make something like this kind of system or these tools for mappers to allow players to have more, more fun, more opportunities, and make the game look more appealing for newer players, all without sacrificing the simplicity of the game. All we need to do is push the game to its limits and add, more things. More things that expand upon the current system. So I've heard that there's going to be a new object that Pepe's gonna add. Uh, while I do approve of that, I don't think. Okay, while I do approve of that, what I believe is that the current hit objects, the current systems we have right now, is more than enough for us to make the game seem appealing again. Because simplicity is what drives these games far. So simplicity is what drives Geometry Dash far. There's a lot of objects here, but if you just really look at it, it's just spikes. It's just, some slabs, some sauce, some orbs. Those are like the main gameplay mechanics that are being used here. And I believe that's just all we need. I don't think we need like an extra object. I think an extra object could help with making that goal possible or like a reality, I guess. But I believe that the current system we have now is still more than enough to, make it seem appealing for newer players and make it fun for more experienced players. And, I think it gives like a uh more creativity, more freedom to mappers. It lets them, experiment with it more. They get more, whatever. But like the point is, I think it's rankable too. Okay. I also think it's rankable. Boss maps, yeah, that too. Content creators can also make their own like YouTube shorts or TikTok maps or whatever to attract new players with this. Yeah, like the current fun mods we have. What are the current fun mods we have? We have Wiggle, Spin In. Yeah, I think these are great. I think these can attract newer players, but I don't think these are things that uh I don't think these are mods or like features or whatever. I don't think these are ones that can make the game or not make the game. Uh I don't think these can be used like regularly if you get what I mean. Like these this idea that I have is like um basically the player will play the map and they're forced to follow. That's it. Uh while the mods are, just there for fun. They kind of deviate from the regular Osu experience, especially like Wiggle, like or for example Wiggle. It deviates from the regular Osu experience because you don't like if you look at Osu from like a new player's perspective, all you see in Osu is just regular Osu gameplay. Circles, sliders, spinners, all appearing in a predetermined order, and that's it. And what these mods do is, not do that basically. um, they don't show you the circles in a predetermined, stuff. Um, and that's where I think this idea, this concept is better in that regard because uh it still shows the circles in its predetermined, positions and stuff. But the fact that you can change them in the middle of a song gives you so much more freedom, more creativity, uh, more challenge for players, especially. And I think this allows for a lot of gimmicks like AR10 turning to AR0 suddenly, or like really big circles suddenly turning into like Usu Ant game. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of things we can do with this. Yeah, that's just what I think though. Um, yeah, I need more feedback on this. You know, because it's just like a me kind of idea. I think some people like the CS change idea, like the gradual CS change. This part, I think some people like this idea because I've got some confirmations like that some people do. So yeah, but like other than them, I would like to hear some feedback from other people as well, like from the dev community, the casual and pro player community, the content creator community. Maybe they have something to say, you know, maybe there's like some ideas to make it better, to make it more balanced. I'm open to ideas and maybe I can make a follow-up video. So like acting up on those ideas if I think they're like very valid. So yeah. Uh I'm still kind of sick by the way, but yeah, who cares? Thanks for watching though. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.